she got me there. Oh my God, okay. Hello, welcome to this video. My name's Dan, aka Lucent. I'm a singer-songwriter, music producer, podcaster, person. And today I'm going to be reacting to Rachel CHINOURIRI'S album, What a Devastating Turn of Events. Emotional. Let's go. Hi, I've just got back from holiday. I went to Malta for a week. It was lovely. Spent my birthday in the sun. I've literally got back and it's icy cold, literally snowing. Christmas has sprung in the week that we were away. So it's a strange week for me, but it's coming up to the end of the year. And so I wanted to make sure that before I do my end of the year kind of summary bits on the podcast, I wanted to make sure that I'd caught up on all the albums that have come out this year. And this is an album that has been suggested to me by my patrons and by a friend of mine, Ben Shouts, who came on the podcast and actually brought one of the songs from this album to our best of 2024 underrated songs chat. And so, yeah, before the end of the year, I was like, I need to catch up on this album because I think I'm going to love this. Yeah, so we're doing it now. She's got loads of buzz about her, I think. And yeah, there's something about her that I really want to jump into. But yeah, before we get started, make sure to subscribe if you have not done so. If you want to stay up to date with everything that's going on in my world of content, you can follow me over on TikTok or on Instagram at Lucent_music, or you can head over to Patreon where you can follow all the updates on the free tier, or on all the paid tiers, you can get loads of extra bonus content, including uncut reactions. I've got changes coming up in the new year, but I'll be updating everybody as we go. And you can do actually song requests and stuff, which is how I ended up doing one of the Rachel songs. All those reactions go out to everybody on Patreon, so you get a whole bunch of bonus content every month as well. And if you want to check out the podcast, it's called Criminally Underrated. We chat about underrated music. For the final episode, I'm going to be doing the most underrated music of 2024 and giving out my awards for the best music of 2024. Yeah, so you have to check that out. Do you like my new haircut, by the way? No, it looks the same. I got the edges done. Woo. Headphones on securely, just in case I go, wow, you know? Cool. First song is Garden of Eden. Let's go. Counting in, atmosphere building. Ooh, okay. Oh, love the sound of those drums. They have so much texture to them, it's gorgeous. Really ear candy.
I think we should record that.
Cool. I love the sound of this, just the texture in it is so satisfying. And these dynamics have really thrown me off.
I start to question who my friends are.
Oh, I love the contrast between her voice and the drums. Question who you are from deep within.
There's no point in anything.
Wow, okay, existential. These dynamic things keep catching me out because I keep start talking and then they're like, whoop.
Too old for this. My appetite. I'm to the bone.
Yeah.
No point in trying to prove yourself to them.
Initially, I just love the sound of the song, the kind of epic feeling within the background. And then her voice just so intimate in the middle. It's still gorgeous. Ugh. The contrast, oh, it's so good.
Well, maybe I'm just trying to stay young.
Oh my God, okay. Oh, amazing. Cutting off the words, there's no point in anything. Yeah, shit. It's it doesn't even matter what she has to say, it doesn't even matter. There's no point. Ooh, next level text making.
The kids are throwing up in the garden. The kids are throwing up in the garden.
Yeah, oh my God, stunning. It really captures your attention. From the off, she's just I play around with sound design, I play around with dynamics, and then at the center of all of that kind of stuff, you've got this voice that is just really intimate. And I just love that kind of contrast, when you have something that has that kind of epic complexity to it, but then at the center, the kind of heart of the emotion is like right, like almost like whispering in your ear kind of sound. It's like such a really gorgeous contrast. Love it. Really cool. Those like huge moments of dynamic change where it just like took out everything were just really powerful as well. And then it utilized that power to paint the picture of the story, you know, where like she's feeling this kind of like existential dread, you know, and she's like, there's no point to anything. And the song decides to cut her off. You know, it's almost like the song has a life of its own and she has no control over it, you know. It's so cool. And I love all the kind of like little tape bits and stuff. She's almost like infused that kind of demo-y vibe into the production by chopping in these like little moments, her like speaking almost like into like the, you know, the intercom or whatever. Yeah, just really clever, really intelligent, really well thought out. Let's check out the lyrics. I think we should record that. I overthink the things I said. I start to question who my friends are. Maybe I'm oversharing. Maybe I'm underwhelming. Why question who you are from deep within? No matter what, your youth is going to end. My God, it's sinking in. There's no point to anything. Yeah, it's giving growing up, isn't it? Too young but too old for this is so good, isn't it? Like, I'm too young, not like fully grown up. I don't feel like an adult, but I'm too old for the kind of like young bullshit, you know? I'm kind of over all of that stuff. You know, the throwing up in the garden, you know? Yeah, I feel like we're starting to get to know who she is and like the crossroads that she finds herself at between like being young and being full of optimism and not giving a shit and actually being older and starting to question your purpose in life. And realizing that life doesn't necessarily have a reason. You know, maybe she's going to learn to find her own purpose throughout this album. Cool. Right. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is, what are we doing? The Hills. I think it must have been, yeah, it was The Hills that I listened to on Patreon. So I have heard this, but I haven't listened to it again since, actually. As I always say, even if I have heard bits and bobs, it's really great to hear things within the context of a full album, isn't it? You know, let's go. Rock. Nice.
Typical, complaining about a miracle. The understatement of this whole year.
Broken is the understatement of this whole year.
When I'm gone,
Oof. Love that. I love that chord. It's so good. A long way down the road from the hill I know. It's kind of giving me like growing up, isn't it? You know, things have changed. Yeah, a house don't feel like a home in a room that you've outgrown. Yeah.
Everybody's been there. I was told the grass is greener.
Yeah.
When I'm gone,
Oh, I love that. When I'm gone. It's like she's so lost in this moment, you know. It's making me feel like something has happened and is really making her kind of question everything. It's just like got so much power to it. But I love that like the songs have loads of power and dynamics, but her voice still just sounds so intimate. You know, like she's left all the cracks in her voice, you know, it's gorge.
the hills will know, don't belong here.
Oh, it's just so powerful, isn't it? And that feeling of not belonging somewhere, like feeling as if like maybe like you've moved out of your family home and you don't feel like you belong. You feel like a fraud. It feels like imposter syndrome, doesn't it? You know? Yeah, really powerful song. Again, more with the kind of huge dynamics in contrast with her like really intimate voice. Gorgeous. And yeah, but this one kind of leaning into more the kind of rock kind of style. So that's quite interesting. Especially at the beginning, it kind of really gives me that like kind of London like punk kind of sound at the beginning with those guitars. She's kind of keying into like her hometown, keying into that sound. Typical, complaining about a miracle. And I'm sad to say I'm here. It's unclear. I'm sad to say I'm here. It's so good. I love like these little turns of phrase that she's playing with. Broken is the understatement of this whole year. I disappear, but when I'm gone, gone with the wind, pulling the skin off my bones, because deep from within, this place that I'm in is never ending. When you don't belong, the hills will know. It's visible you don't belong here. I mean, she could be referring to like race. Maybe she's moved to uni and gone to a different part of the country and like realize that like other parts of the country are like really white, and like maybe it's made her feel really kind of like at sea, you know. I lived in Japan for a few years. There's this kind of thing where you feel as if you can't switch off the fact that you don't fit in somewhere, and it feels like all eyes are on you. You know, the hills have eyes. and they know, you know, it's like, it's clear, you stick it like a sore thumb. But yeah, like I love all the kind of like almost like grotesque imagery, like Gone with the Wind, and it's pulling off my skin. Have you ever noticed that your house don't feel like home? In a room that you've outgrown, scrubbing up the writing on the walls. Everybody's been there, so you try your best to leave. I was told the grass is greener, but it's just a fantasy, it seems. Yeah, it sounds like she's gone to uni and she's like feeling really lonely and really out of place, out of touch, and kind of feeling like the hills. Maybe she's moved to a valley. But it's like the town, the area, the place is so entrenched in history, and you don't belong there. Feels like every single person is looking at you, and it's really isolating and really making her feel so lonely. Powerful song. Let's go on to the next song. This is Never Need Me. Fun. Different sound, huh? It's almost like 80s pop vibes. Love it though. Really fun. Ooh, nice. This is really up my street, huh? Ugh. Love the chords. Love the kind of driving movement in it. The bass. Oh, nice. This feels like the pop banger, you know? Nice. I love the little details in the production. That synth is great. Love it. Yeah. Moving on, like moving away, growing up. Yeah. I've made plans without you. Goodbye. Take it easy, I hope you never need me. That is just such a nice hook, innit? Like, oh, this one does stick out a little bit because it is quite poppy, you know, sonically. I really enjoy it for that. But yeah, it's kind of taken a bit of a turn. Oof. Oh, fuck off. This is so good.
Never need me.
Oh, this is great. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, God, this is so nicely written. It fucking chills up my arms. Oh, I love it.
You never need me.
Oh, my God. That was fucking brilliant. Just gorgeously put together. You know, when a song just like nails every single little section and just like really is like so well composed, so well crafted. She fucking loves those dynamic shifts, and she's so good at them. When she went into that middle eight and it was just her voice with the drums and stuff. Oh no, and the guitar. Oh God, just like so satisfying to just like go and then build it up. And then I just love where it went into the last chorus. It didn't kind of slam you. It almost kind of like smoothed in. It felt like driving, you know, it was just like really smooth and forceful and powerful. And it just like overcomes you. It's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I loved it. It felt like she was driving away. You know, the kind of feeling of driving was really, really within the sound of that song, you know, with the bass and like the drums and like that thing. You could put that on in the car and just drive down the motorway like as fast as you fucking can. It gives me that feeling. And it, to me, it's like the story is like her driving away from somebody, you know. She's like, I'm putting on this song in the car and it's giving me the momentum to get away from you. I hope you never need me because I'm gone. You know, I'm moving on. It really gives me that feeling, you know. Yeah, brilliantly done. I feel like she seems like an artist who's like really considering how the sound of her song affects the story and how it kind of connects to different things in the listener's brain, you know. The thing is, as much as that's the sound of that one did feel different to the previous songs, her voice is so singular that it kind of ties it together. It kind of feels as if like her style is so kind of clear cut just because of how unique her voice is. And so as much as it might not sound as cohesive with any other singer because of her voice, it kind of does put it together, you know? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I could listen to that over and over and over again. I need to put that in a driving playlist because it's the vibe. I love it. I call in the dead of night. It's strange, but it's such a delight to hear your voice again. It's been a long time since I last saw you. You never swim. You drown in your drink. Oh, revealing the secrets you think. You need me because you're scared. What the hell am I supposed to do? So someone's gotten drunk, an ex, presumably, given her a call in the middle of the night, and that her immediate feeling is like, oh, I feel like I'm needed. You know, I feel like you need me. And that feels nice. But then she realizes that they're drunk. That's so cool. You never swim, you're drowning. You know, you never just enjoy yourself drinking. You're always drowning in drink. Oh, I love that. That's such a brilliant turn of phrase. Yeah, and then like spilling all these secrets to her on the phone. And it's like, what the hell am I supposed to do if you can't change? I doubt that I can help you. I've made plans and sorry they're without you. I hope you just take it easy. I hope that you never need me. I feel like I'm starting to build a story here, right? So she's moved away, maybe to university. She had a teenage boyfriend. She dumped him and moved on. And now, or maybe girlfriend. I don't think there are pronouns. And this partner obviously has a bit of like a loose kind of canon kind of energy to them. Like they're obviously a bit of a party animal. They're obviously still kind of hung up on her. They're still kind of a bit wild. And I think there's something in that she's attracted to. But at the end of the day, she's made this choice to kind of get away from them and to move on and do things on her own and make her own plans. And she's like, those plans are not with you. I'm doing my own shit now. I still care about you. I still want you to take it easy. Like, please don't get this drunk again. But I just hope that you don't need me because you're not going to have me there. And if you need me, then you're up shit creek, babe. Yeah, really just like gorgeously put. I just love the way that her lyrics kind of don't feel too literal. They're like, you can follow the storyline quite clearly, but like, it feels like the way she puts stuff is just slightly poetic without being like super flowery, you know. It's nicely positioned between like complete literal storytelling and something a bit more like poetic, you know. Yeah, gorgeous. Maybe I'll regret not sticking around, but how can I swim if you're pulling me down? More about the drowning, yeah. I'll love you if you let me. I'll love you if you let me, come on. She's kind of in between, like there's moments where she's like, if you were to sort your shit out, I would actually be with you. But the fact is that I've made this choice to move on and you need to get with the program. I just love it. So good. I love that. It's my favorite one so far. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is My Everything. Oh, hello. That's cool. Most experimental kind of sound yet. She's really playing with her voice.
That you're for someone else, I believe.
Okay.
Your skin just finds it hard to stay away.
Okay.
My mistake was to let you in.
Okay.
I gave you my everything. Does your guilty conscience live like this?
I love all these little kind of construction flourishes throughout. Like, so cool. I love the kind of, it's like bending and like shifting.
Dismissed it.
Huh.
I thought so little nothing. I gave you my everything.
Yeah. So she's really regretting like how she acted in this context of this relationship, you know. I trusted you. How could I do that? You know, I should have known better. God, her voice is so gorgeous. Really enjoying the sound design in this one. What? Hello. Cool. Yeah, sound design, like, she's really got it all. Like, I just love an artist that, like, has a point of view and, like, has the ability to kind of share that within everything that they do. Do you know what I mean? Like, her sound is not, like, derivative of anyone. You might be able to point to certain references and certain kind of stylistic things, but, like, she is unique throughout everything that she seems to do. You know, like, her voice is unique. Her use of sound design feels unique, and she's utilizing the sound design at all points to like tell her story. And I just love an artist who considers the timbre of the music, the sound design itself, and how that actually impacts the story that they're saying. There's been like loads of artists recently who kind of have an intimacy to them and have an intimacy to their voice, but lean on really kind of tried and true kind of indie aesthetics, you know, like softly strummed guitars close up to the mic, like a specific microphone, all using the same microphone, you know, the kind of Jack Antonoff wash of like weird, like acoustic-y sounds in the background. And it's clear that like Rachel kind of exists, I guess, like adjacent to that style, but like has a complete vision herself, like how to tell that story, you know, and actually does it with so much more dynamics than the rest of the kind of indie kind of crowd. Do you know what I mean? Although I felt like the song itself didn't feel as strong as the others so far, I really enjoyed the sound design because of the way in which she manipulated her voice. Like vocals themselves are the most human thing about music, right? And when you manipulate that, it kind of then has the most dramatic effect on the listener, you know, or at least this is the way I feel. I mean, I'm a vocalist before, first and foremost, so maybe that's why. But you know what I mean? And so like the way that like she was bending and shifting those vocals and kind of having all these kind of little stacked kind of things that were all getting pitch shifted and like played with kind of gave this slightly unnerving kind of sense of like, almost like she was being controlled by something other than herself. Do you know what I mean? Like there's something to that, and how she kind of then tells a story of like giving up her everything to this person, you know? I wish I could have you for myself, but the problem is that you're for somebody else. I believed that you wouldn't leave me all by myself, but you said you needed me. I tried to help. So it's kind of like she's got herself involved with somebody who is obviously dating someone else, and it's all a bit like, oops. My skin and your skin just finds it hard to stay away. My mistake was to let you in. You went from something to nothing. Can't believe I gave you my everything, my everything, my every. I love how it cuts off. How does your guilty conscience live like this? Do you bury all your truth when you kiss me? Oh, great. I say goodbye to all my senses, I'll admit. I trusted you and you dismissed it. So there's a sense of like her not being able to control herself around this person. And she's like, shit, I shouldn't have let you in the first place because now I'm under your spell, you know? And you are with somebody else and you're manipulating me. And that's kind of the thing with the sound design, is that it feels like she's being manipulated. Her voice, she is being manipulated. Yeah, fuck, great, amazing, cool. Right, next one. This is All I Ever Asked. Why do I know this song? I had no idea this was her. Where have I heard it? Probably TikTok, I suppose.
Somewhere beneath the surface.
I'm enjoying that guitar. Very surfy.
It's borderline. Never know if you're sorry. Keep it all inside your head.
All I know is that you adore me, but you keep it all inside your head. Like, again, more like kind of emotional manipulation, you know? All I ever asked of you. Why do I know this? I don't know why I know this.
Nothing compares to the trouble that I've been through. It was all I.
This must be like the kind of catchy single that popped off, because it's got that really clever hook.
I didn't make it.
And the songwriting feels like more like concise, you know? It's got that kind of pop thing to it.
To make it about yourself and all, because I never know if you're sorry.
Nice.
For what you told me.
I like the texture and the rhythm in this.
Was it really that hard to do? All I ever asked of
Yeah. Didn't ask you for much, but you couldn't even do what I wanted in that moment, you know? Yeah, she's certainly been let down by somebody, you know? Well, I like where this is going production-wise. It kind of has a different vibe here. God, that hook is so sticky, isn't it? Like,
just a little more time. It was all I ever asked of you. Nothing compares to the
I like how the song kind of cruises. It's like really nice. Kind of feels like she is adjacent to almost like the kind of indie rock kind of scene as well. You can kind of sense that she's listened to a lot of that, you know?
It was all I ever asked of you.
Nice. Yeah, really cool. Really enjoyed that. That one really felt like this is the single. I don't know why I know it. It must have just like popped up somewhere in my feed, I'd imagine. I don't really listen to the radio much anymore, so it must have been it. It's just like so hooky and so catchy. It's genius, really. And it feels like this, yeah, like this is like the kind of song that like will just get immediately stuck in your head because of that brilliant hook. And like the chorus itself is pretty like concise as well. And that kind of lends itself to a good pop song. And then on top of it, you've kind of got quite an immediate vibe, kind of really kind of leans into that kind of smooth indie rock vibe. So it's kind of tick, tick, tick. Not my favorite song on the album so far, because it definitely doesn't have as much of the kind of passion and drama that I really like from the other songs. But yeah, I can see why it did well. You know, yeah, it's the number one song on there. Somewhere beneath the surface, I want to find if you're the problem or the purpose. Cool. Love it. For all I know, you adored me, but keep it all inside your head. So good. Just a little more time. Was it really that hard to do? It was all I ever asked of you. Nothing compares to the trouble that I've been through. It was all I've ever asked of you. I love that. Great. Like, she's really good at like finding these little kind of turns of phrase that kind of feel relatable, but unique to her and to the story. Stuff has happened to her. Something has happened to her that she's really struggled with, you know, the devastating turn of events, presumably. And the context here is that like she was trying to rely on somebody to like help her through that. It's almost like I didn't have much to ask, but I just wanted you to support me, and you didn't do that. You were too self-obsessed and non-communicative. That's kind of the key thing there, isn't it? Like, for all I know, you completely adore me, but it's all still within your head, you know? It's like, that's the thing, isn't it? And that's the thing that kind of pulls apart so many relationships, and you can hear throughout so many songs, is this lack of communication and inability to communicate, you know? Let's go on to the next one. This is It Is What It Is.
Is he okay? Like, is he actually okay?
Love it. Oh, hello. Oh God, what does this remind me of? It's a song. It's like a 90s song. Or is it no, it's a naughty song with the whistling.
I know you won't text or anything. I know what you're like.
Okay. Spoken.
Bit of a prick, really. I think you're actually you're kind of my type.
This is very different.
What the fuck does that mean? Honestly,
I love it.
tell me
It's like an answer phone message.
And maybe you're the problem, actually.
'Cause you don't know what you're in or you're out.
Her spoken voice is so different to her sung voice, you know?
It is what it is. What it is a problem.
Nice. Yeah, again, really nice turns of phrase.
And you're gonna act like it's not a problem, and that is the problem. You're with me, but it's confusing.
I love how direct this song is. Like,
I'm just taking the piss. I've got nothing to do with it. But and what if I called
I love this.
said you after you'd seen me and spoke about
Humour's kind of been dropped here.
and I wish I never tried my luck.
Don't know what you're
Yeah. It feels like there's a lot of kind of humour in this song, but then there are moments where it gets quite serious and the sound kind of reflects that.
'Cause what it is a problem.
Just like know what he says. Know that you are a lot better than that, and he does not fucking deserve you, and he never did deserve you. Rachel, I'm mad.
And maybe that's her friend. It like literally sounds like an answer phone message that a friend has left her, like a voice memo or something, where she's just like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? He doesn't deserve you. It's giving me that proper best friend vibe. Like, yeah, really cute. I feel like that song didn't quite kind of, I don't know, capture me. There's like really fun moments in that song, but there's something about the style of it and where it goes that doesn't quite kind of line up to where the rest of the album has kind of taken things. Like, you know, it feels like the song maybe feels a little bit more underdeveloped than the others, although it has really clever ideas, you know. I'm not sure about the spoken thing. Like, obviously it does feel like they're having that conversation, you know, which is really clever, but like her voice sounds so different that it kind of breaks out of the rest of the aesthetic. Do you know what I mean? Like, of the album so far. I love that she's trying things though. That's kind of the thing, right? Is that she's really experimental, playing around with different things, throwing things at the wall, you know. Is he okay? Like, is he actually okay? But it's nice to see you again. I know you won't text or anything. I know what you're like, hot and cold, hit and miss, up and down, and a bit of a prick. Then you talk about chemistry. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Honestly, like, what the fuck? I love how, like, yeah, it really does feel like stream of consciousness, just like chatting away. Yeah, and it seems to be really kind of about like a shitty guy. I'm assuming, because the guys are shit. If she was a lesbian, she'd be like, this is great. Pining. Yeah, I kind of appreciate what she's trying to do here, but it doesn't quite kind of work for me. Cool. Okay, next one. This is Dumb Bitch Juice. I really love the title. Oh, okay. This has a live kind of open mic feeling to it. Do you know what I mean?
That is so bad, I know you for it. Nothing more than a product of men before.
Okay, so we are talking about a guy.
Easy for you to pick and choose. Blood and West Croydon and those roadman shoes. Basically, bring nothing to this table.
Yeah, you bring nothing to the table. You're useless.
I've been here before, that he looks so good. And I keep sipping on this dumb bitch juice.
I keep sipping on this dumb bitch juice. She's like, I know like what the problems are, and yet I'm still finding myself caught up in these relationships, you know.
You've got no money, you barely love me. Look to your mom and she still thinks that you're an angel.
Really painting quite a clear picture of this person, like.
That's why your family call me unstable. My friends tell me no, this dumb bitch too.
Yeah, it's like this kind of inability to kind of get away from shitty guys, you know.
Dumb bitch too.
That was Rachel CHINOURIRI'S, which, if you didn't know, stands for dumb.
It's like Caramfo.
And I've guzzled that juice, mate. My gosh.
That is Caramfo, right?
Good luck and Godspeed to everybody in the struggle. Next up, we have.
That's gotta be Clara Amfo. Obsessed. Like, so fun. It kind of almost like feels like it cuts away into like, you know, this being literally played on the radio. And it kind of really plays into like the kind of London new music kind of culture. Like Clara's like, she did the like discovering section, and she, you know, like is really known for having like great taste in like discovering new music and like really championing artists that she feels have something powerful to say. And so I love that like her voice is in here. It almost kind of gives like Rachel extra cred as well, you know, and really, yeah, kind of plays with the storyline again, you know. So cool. I love it. I'm obsessed. What I'm starting to get right from where she is writing this album is that she's kind of addicted to this bad behavior, to these spirals and like patterns of bad behavior. And maybe it's to do with like self-hatred. Maybe it's to do with lack of self-confidence. Maybe something's happened that's really gotten rid of her confidence. It's almost like she doesn't feel like she doesn't deserve anything more than these shitty guys, you know? And so she keeps sipping the dumb bitch juice, and it's like self-fulfilling bullshit, you know? Little man, you're a little man. That is all that I know you for. Nothing more than a product of men before. I'm glad I see that it's really playing into like, she understands like the history of toxic masculinity and the way it's kind of created a generation, or, you know, at least a subsection of guys who are kind of apathetic to the feelings of other people around them, you know. Really easy for you to pick and choose a woman worthy of your flat in West Croydon with this roadman shoes. I'm not the type to judge, but you're cheap and you're basic. I love it. You bring nothing to this table, and I'll end up the one who needs healing. Yeah, so she knows exactly how this is going to go, because I'm dumb enough to sit at your table. I've been here before, and I keep giving it the same excuse that you look so cute, and all my friends tell me no, but I keep sipping on this dumb bitch juice. Yeah, it's like that kind of addictive feeling, seeing somebody that you kind of fancy and just falling for it, because yeah, like ultimately it's almost like you don't feel like you deserve anything better than that. Yeah, and you got to break that cycle. You got to stop like falling for these little feelings in the moment and going with those kind of instincts, and start taking a step back and actually being like more like engaged in your decisions when it comes to dating, you know? Yeah, and not just kind of going with it because it feels nice. Because otherwise you're just going to get into those repeated cycles, you know. I'm not the type to judge, but I spoke to your mum and she still thinks you're an angel, and I'll end up with the one who pays all the bills while your family call me unstable. Yeah, it's like, it's so good, like the way she puts this together. But it's funny as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, it kind of has a sense of humor as well, this song. It's almost like kind of comparing the kind of hormonal toxins of a shitty guy to an addiction to alcohol, you know? Yeah, and it's something that we can relate to, and something that Clara relates to too. And I love how like she ends it with next up we have, and it goes to the next song. It kind of really makes you feel like it's at a radio station. Brilliant. Cool. Let's go to the next one. This is What a Devastating Turn of Events, which I'm assuming is going to be on my street because I love a sad song. Okay, let's go.
Recommendation from a friend of a friend. Then a little DM. She was
nice. Love the rhythm of this.
He asked her out and she
love that guitar as well. This is nice.
Oh no, goddamn, getting giddy as she tells tells her friends.
Is it third person?
Two heads in the morning bed. It was lonely, couldn't tell anybody.
Yeah, it's almost like she's narrating what happened, you know?
She planned a wedding in her head.
Yeah.
All she wanted was a kid, a family.
Yeah. I love the flow of this. The rhythm and the intonation in it is really satisfying.
Left her unread. A morning
Ghosted.
in despair to her mother. Out of wedlock would still be a crime.
Oh, shit. So she got pregnant from this guy and now he's fucked off. Fuck.
For women where she lives, what
Oh, life is unfair from women where she lives.
little did she know it'd be the day that she died, that she shouldn't.
Shit. Oh my god.
Poor mother had the shock of her life.
Did she have a miscarriage?
Said they tried and couldn't.
Yeah. Fuck. Oh my god.
What a devastating turn of events. All she wanted was a lover.
Yeah.
She's in me and she's in you.
Wow. What a devastating loss we didn't choose. There's such a kind of matter-of-factness about this song, which kind of makes it quite haunting. Yeah, wow. This kind of feels like the emotional kind of unpacking, you know. Throughout the album so far, we've kind of had these moments of like distance, trying to get away, trying to run away from things. And then there's been this section of songs that have been putting all this shit on this guy and we don't know, we'd like, what happened? You know, and it seems to be that this is the moment where she reveals like maybe she had a miscarriage, you know. It seems like she got like pregnant by this guy who obviously didn't give a shit about her and like left her on red, you know, completely ghosted her, fucked her over. And then suddenly she's pregnant out of wedlock. And then she loses the baby and suddenly she's gone through this like horrible traumatic thing. And it all kind of came from this moment where she slept with this guy. You know, it's all obviously all in third person. She wished that she'd known to start with that all she wanted was somebody to love her, you know. That's the simplicity of it and that's the seed of where it comes from. But this system and the situation in which like she's kind of found herself with these shitty guys who don't care and don't have responsibility for their actions, you know, she's found herself victim to this situation and suddenly she's had to go through something fucking awful and life-changing because of like these simple little things, you know, that like she's like, I wish like it feels like it could have been so easy to avoid, you know. Yeah. And it feels like, unfortunately, like such a common tale. There's somebody I've worked with in the past, and she'll tell me about like her friends getting pregnant by people and then those guys being in prison and then suddenly they've got a baby and they're trying to do this. And now she knows of a friend who's now like bloody doing illegal shit and like, you know, because she's got to try and make ends meet for this baby that she had with this guy who's now in prison and fucked off. You know, it's like, it's just like it just is everywhere. You know, and all at the center of it. And I think the beautiful thing that Rachel kind of keys into in this song is that these girls, like at the center of this situation, just want to be loved. Yeah. And it's really sad. Really powerful story. A recommendation from a friend of a friend took a follow, then a little DM. She was tempted, never had a lover. She hesitated, but she'd seen him before. So this person that she got with, obviously she gave away her virginity to. And that was what she was referring to in, what was it? My Everything. Oh no, goddamn. I wish she'd known back then. The beginning to the end was near, but lust was in the air. Two heads in the morning bed, felt a little foreign, but she didn't regret. She was lonely, couldn't tell anybody. He said all the right things and it got to her head. She felt a feeling that she didn't expect. In the moment, she didn't want anybody but him. She'd planned a wedding in her head with who she thought would be her man, her charm until the end. Yeah. And it's, yeah, it plays into this idea of like these traditional values, the Prince Charming, the man who's going to come along and save you and give you everything you want. And like, she's just a young, innocent girl who's kind of like not knowledgeable of the world and kind of like falls into the kind of trap because he tells her all the right things, you know. Yeah, it's sad. 3 weeks on, then he left her on red, a morning sickness, and she knew it from then. She'd be crying in despair to her mother out of wedlock, which her family despised, but if she lost it, it would still be a crime. Fuck. Now she's crying from the sight of her mother. Oh God, that's really sad. Being judged by her family as well, you know. Horrible. What a disappointing world she didn't choose, with a man's ego to bruise, spamming messages with tears in her eyes. Little did she know it would be the day that she'd die. Wait, what? In the kitchen, eating things that she shouldn't. She woke up dizzy under hospital lights. Her poor mother had the shock of her life. And the doctor said they tried and could. Oh, the day that she'd die. So I'm assuming this is the baby. Oh my God, this is awful. Fuck. I wish she'd known back then all she wanted was a lover or a friend. What a devastating loss we didn't choose. She's in me and she's in you. She's just, this is every girl, you know, this could happen to anybody. Wow, Jesus. And all she wanted was someone to love her, you know. God, it's really powerful. That's amazing. Just like so brilliantly told, and like the way that the song is really matter of fact about all this stuff, really kind of like, it's kind of unnerving, you know, really kind of tells the story in a different way, you know, where it's like, it kind of is matter of fact because it happens all the time. Yeah, which really underlines the kind of heaviness and the horribleness of the story even more, you know. Next song is My Blood, which I know because of Ben Shouts, who introduced it to me on the podcast. If you want to listen to that episode of the podcast where we talk about this song, the link's in the description. Oh, by the way, also what I always ask people to do on these videos, if you haven't watched one before, is leave your top 5 songs from the album in the comments. I love reading through all your top 5s. I'll be giving you my favourite song at the end of the video. This is My Blood. Let's go. It'd be really interesting to hear this, given what the last song was about. God, I just love the sway in this song. It's so beautiful. Oof. Just the depth in this song is so good.
It's my blood in the makeup drawer. It's my blood
That I do this for. Ugh, it's just so great, this song. Oh, and it's bringing back that kind of epic drama that we had at the beginning of the album, you know? It's just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
I hate me. How it close all the curtains, absorbing the burdens I've made.
Ugh, close all the curtains, absorb all the burdens I've made up in my head, you know? Oh, God.
The longer I try to leave it, the more
I just love how epic this song gets.
they comes at a price I can't afford. What if I like this feeling right in the broken door? It's my
Oh, God.
I do this for
And then it doesn't go big. Oh, fuck. Ugh, yeah. Oh, so powerful, that song. I love it so much. I just love how she uses the power of that time signature, you know, the 6/8 thing. We've got the dunk, 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 dunk. It's just so like swingy and powerful, and then it kind of whips up into this song that just like has like so much dynamic power to it, you know. And I just love the way that she like builds up to this point and then has this moment that's really vulnerable and intimate, and just everything goes away, and it's just that her voice and the guitar, and it's just gorgeous. Like, it's so powerful, brings it right back down to earth, makes it feel so intimate, makes it feel just so like sad as well. You know, oh God, it's just so powerful. I just love that it goes to the huge place as well, you know. Oh, it's just brilliant. Fucking gorgeous, this song. Like one of my favourite songs of the year. Yeah, just amazing. Same old. No, you never learn this shit never works. So you stay home. To look in the mirror, you call yourself names because you pulled it all apart. Can't mend a lonely heart. The longer I try to leave it, the more I forgive the feeling. What do I do when the pain comes at a price I can't afford? What if I'm not worth healing? What if I like this feeling? Nobody seems to notice it's the part that I adore. It's my blood on the broken door. It's my blood on the makeup drawer. It's my blood that I do this for. Yeah. What does that mean? Like, it's my blood. It's like she does it for the pain. Like, she's addicted to the pain. Or it could even connect to family, right? My blood. Oh God, maybe that's what it is. What if it's like the reason that I put myself through all this pain is because of the sadness I feel? I hate me. Count yourself lucky they can't see you're ugly, but maybe I should close all the curtains, absorbing the burdens I've made up in my head, and keep me in my bed. You can't blame me. The longer I try to leave it, the more I forgive the feeling. What do I do when pain comes at a price I can't afford? The pain is like too powerful. I can't afford to truly feel the pain. And so you turn to numbness, you turn to depression. And it really this song really does like spell out the idea of depression so brilliantly, because it's like all the burdens that I make up in my head so I can keep me in this bed. It's like you want to not go outside. You want to stay in bed. You want to like feel like shit. It's almost like you feel like you deserve to feel like shit. I hate myself. And so I absorb all these burdens. And so I close the curtains and stay in bed. You know, it's like so like spells out that feeling of depression and that kind of swirling kind of, once you allow yourself to go into that negative spiral, it's like you're trapped within it, you know, really. Like there's been moments in my life where I've felt like that, where it's almost like even completely unrelated things, because you're in that place, those completely unrelated things will pile on, all those burdens will pile on you. And then you let it happen. It's almost like an addictive feeling, you know, it's my blood, all my blood, precious blood. Maybe there's a connection to like, you know, my blood, it's in my history, repeating the problems of my, like maybe it's familial trauma and stuff as well, could tie into all these different things. Let me know what you guys think that's specifically pointing at, because that one does seem like the central metaphor has kind of like, isn't as literal, you know. Oh, it's fucking gorgeous, that song. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is Robbed. That bass is so nice. Combined with the chords, gorge.
Absence brought us closer. Strayed from parallel lives.
Yesterday we strayed from parallel lives. Oh wow. Oh my god.
Words of a story shouldn't hurt like this. One life torn into.
Wow.
I was robbed of you. Not forever.
Fuck.
I was robbed of you.
God. Fuck me. Oh my god. She just like knows how to frame those lines, doesn't she? Oh.
I should have recognized
I love the melody in this. It's so gorgeous.
two of different kinds. Memories that don't exist.
Wow. Gorgeous. Interesting move into the chorus as well.
I was robbed of you.
It's almost like she built up this fantasy in her head and she feels like robbed of what this could have been, you know?
Robbed of you.
There's this like imbalance between her and this other person, like, you know.
And I was robbed of you. One life torn into.
One life torn into.
Before I said hello to you.
God, no. Oh my god, that lyric. Fuck. Oh god. Fuck.
I was robbed of you.
Oh god, she got me there. Fuck. Oh god. I had to say goodbye before I could even say hello to you. Fuck me. Wow. Oh my god. What a way to put it. Like, God. And that power imbalance of being robbed of, you were robbed of someone. Like, she's singing to the baby, presumably, and like, you were robbed of someone. It's like you weren't aware of what you lost. But I am, you know? Fuck. And it's like, she built up all this, like, what could have been within her head, and she's robbed of all of that. It's like the memories of things that never happened, you know? Oh my God, that is just amazing. Like, just the way that she put it was just like so gorgeous and heartbreaking. Like, fuck. This is just astonishing. Absence brought us closer than you realised. Yesterday we strayed from parallel lives. Blank silhouettes of you, memories that don't exist. Words of a story shouldn't hurt like this. We were perfect strangers, one life torn in two. You were robbed of summer. Oh, I didn't realise it was robbed of, I thought it was robbed of someone. You were robbed of summer. Okay. I was robbed of you. Nothing lasts forever, but you were gone too soon. You were robbed of summer. I was robbed of you. An unfamiliar face I should have recognised. Cards that we got dealt were two of different kinds. Blank silhouettes of you and memories that don't exist. It's just words of a story shouldn't hurt like this. It's like, it was never real, you know? Like everything that she'd kind of like dreamed and hoped for this was never real. It was always just a story, you know? And it didn't come true, obviously. Oh my God. Sad to say goodbye before I said hello to you. It's just awful. Nothing lasts forever, but you were gone too soon. You were robbed of summer. I was robbed of you. fuck. And that really reveals it, doesn't it? You know? God. Because up until that point, the song, you could kind of see it being like, you know, in the terms of a relationship, you know? But then that line just paints everything back into context, you know? The parallel lines that have gone astray, one life that was torn in two, you know? I'm sad that I had to say goodbye to you before I even met you, you know? Fuck. God, it's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The poetry that she has just, and the way that I was saying earlier, the way that she toes the line between the kind of literal storytelling and these kind of turns of phrase that kind of make it feel a little bit more poetic, is just so magic and like really tells the story in a way that is more than a sum of its parts, you know, really brilliant. Her lyricism is stunning. I love it. And it's like not like overly romantic as to be like unobtainable and unrelatable, but not overly simplified so that it kind of doesn't have any kind of beauty to the lyrics, you know. It kind of sits so beautifully in between those two things. It's just gorgeous. And like, yeah, wow. Fuck me. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is Cold Call. Okay. Nice. Really giving me like arena rock band, you know.
You bleed, I bled your heart.
So good.
Your trauma dumps ate me for lunch. I'm living in your world of fear.
I love the production in this. Oof, gorgeous. Oh, gorgeously. Oh, I love it. Oh. I just love this intimacy into complete drama. Bam, 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 you know. Fuck.
I rolled my dice and
amazing.
the odds were stacked against me. When nothing is what it appears, life can be unfair.
I just love this. Like going up that scale and just the key that it's in just has this kind of like, I'm at the edge of what I can cope with, you know. It has that kind of like drama and insistence to it, you know, and yet her voice is still so quiet, you know. Yeah, I love how that song feels kind of cold. It kind of cuts off in a way, in that way, you know. She's so brilliant at like making the sound of the song feel like the point of the song, you know. It's so cool, so great. And like, and yet she manages to retain this like intimacy in this hugely dramatic moment. Her voice still sounds so intimate in the middle of it, all of it. It's like just gorgeous, like so good. You bleed, I bled, your heart, my head. My words on pen and paper used to find out. Your trauma dance ate me for lunch. It's relatable too, you know, like. And stupidly, I care too much to stop it. I'm living in your world of fear, a terrifying hemisphere. So good. And sometimes I don't care, but I can't take these cold calls anymore. We're living in a world of fear where nothing is what it appears. And life can be unfair, so I won't take these cold calls anymore. Interesting. Seems to be reflecting on the devastating turn of events itself, her connection with this person, how she used to feel, how she feels about herself. But there's a kind of decisiveness, like I won't take these cold calls anymore. I wonder whether the cold calls are like the coldness that she feels from her ex-partner, you know, like I'm not having it, you know, you can't just completely cut yourself off from me when I've gone through this fucking tragic thing, you know? Yeah, it feels like this is like starting to move forward. She's starting to kind of force herself out of that depression that we found in my blood, you know. Yeah, fucking stunning, powerful. Next one. This is I Hate Myself. Okay. Oh.
Ain't no the wrong ideas. I hate how I look. Why does it feel so unnatural? So my down the bathroom floor.
Love those drums.
The compliments and likes come on.
Yeah, shit. Negative reinforcement. Wow. Oh gorgeous. Oh, I love the flow of this, the rhythm of it, the tumbling kind of feeling, the floaty feeling of those vocals and stuff. Gorge. Just say I'm a victim of my mind. Oof. Gorgeous. A victim of my mind. Fuck. Remember for you it's unnatural. Yeah. Yeah, she's realizing that it's a losing system. Oh, she switched. Yes. Okay, so she's now trying to find some positive mantras. Yeah, this is the moment where she's like trying to push out of the depression, you know. Oh, gorgeous. I love the way this song's put together, the layers and the textures and everything. That bass is so nice. That's cool. I love kind of the way she's really playful with her voice. There's been a few songs like that. Yeah, powerful shit. Love it. Really, really, really great. Like, and I love how she twisted it around. Like the idea that she's like, she starts off hating herself and then she tries to twitch it around because she's like, I need to kind of have positive reinforcement, self-affirmation, you know, just brilliant. Like, I just love the way that she's put this into words, you know, this idea of self-hatred, this idea of like, I'm the wrong size, I hate my skin. It's like a connection to beauty standards. Skinny is beautiful, you know, like, and all over the world, pale is beautiful. You know, it's like a horrible beauty standard that's been kind of set by like, you know, capitalist ideals of like, you know, wanting to make people feel like shit so they buy stuff. Partly, we're destructing capitalism here today. But like it's all kind of like is built around that, you know. It's a thing all over the world where you have this like the perfect image of being a woman is this like tall, skinny, white, blonde. And like anyone who doesn't fall within this impossible remit hates themselves, you know? And it's like, because they feel as if they have to like live up to a standard which is nothing to do with them, you know, that is impossible. And yet they're kind of constantly told and constantly kind of have this like reinforcement of like, you're not good enough. It's an epidemic. It's awful. And like, and just the way that she puts it together in this song is just like really stunning and really just like so powerful. It really is, you know, getting all the wrong ideas, living in constant fear. I hate how I look. If skinny looks how skinny feels with cigarettes and cocaine thrills, why does it feel so unnatural? Saw my lunch sprayed on the bathroom floor. My new size small don't fit no more. My body aches, jaw looks gaunt. The compliments and likes come more. This is the thing. And this is the, like, because everybody else is suffering from the same thing. And it's like, you start looking skinnier and then people start telling you look great. Even though like the horrible imagery of her like vomiting everywhere, that's reinforced. Like she's in her head, she's told that that's a good thing because she gets more likes on Instagram and she gets more compliments and stuff. But it's because all these people who are liking and complimenting are also going through that self-hatred, you know? It's just, yeah, fucked. They say looks can kill and they almost did. Too big, too small, I'll never win. And I hate myself, I hate my skin. God. And the way that kind of connects it to race as well is really powerful, you know? Yeah, because I'm a victim of my mind. Just brilliantly put. When skinny looks how skinny feels and pressure starts to feel like pills. Remember for you, it's unnatural. Remember, this isn't you, you know? You have beauty within you. You are beautiful. Learn to love your body, love your face, whether tall, slim, thick or small, your way. They say looks can kill and they almost did. Too big, too small, I never win. I love myself and I love my skin. And that's it, is that like, she's like, I'm a victim of my mind. I'm a victim of these negative thoughts that just swell and end up manifesting in me trying to get too skinny and almost dying, you know, from malnourishment, you know? And so I need to retrain my mind. I need to tell myself, I love myself. I love my skin. It's a mantra, you know. I just love how it, like, she turns it around in that way. And it feels like almost like a guide for other people to do that too, you know. When it comes to mental health, like, that's something that I've always felt has really helped me. It's almost like if you keep letting those burdens, like she was saying before, like those burdens bury you. If you keep believing the negative reinforcement and you stay within that spiral, then you're never going to get out. And for me, like, the way to kind of like break through the depression was to start kind of like actually the positive affirmation shit. And I know it sounds bullshit. It sounds like bullshit. You might not believe it to start with, but once you start looking for things you like about yourself, things change, you know? And it might not be immediate, right? It takes years, but like that's where to start, you know? And I feel all of that within this song. Yeah, amazing. Right, next one. This is Pocket. Whistles back.
I need no one else. I'd like you for myself. Secret I can't tell.
The perfect secret I can't tell.
It's letting you go.
Love that.
Love could be so easy. Know you've gone through hell. I can't do a thing without your help. I'd like you.
Is she singing it to herself or to a friend or a new lover?
Hey. Secret I can't tell.
I love that. You're the perfect secret I can't tell.
Promise I can love you by myself.
There's kind of a bit more of like a lightness to this, isn't there? Like she's kind of healed in some way. Oh, hello. Almost like the microphone's been thrown underwater. I wonder if like that's kind of like the end of the main album in a way, isn't it? Like, because then the next song's like an acoustic song, so maybe it's like a little addition, and it kind of has like connections to the sound of the beginning. It's almost like an unintelligible kind of something that almost feels like breaking the fourth wall. You know how it's like the song is kind of within this universe and then this kind of like breaks it open by kind of having this like almost like you can hear the microphone itself, the thing that's been recorded on, like being thrown into the water or something. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of got that kind of quality to it. And there was that element at the beginning where it's like almost like she was in the studio, you know, it's kind of got that kind of like, this is like the bookmarking the story, you know? Yeah, it's quite nice, quite clever, quite, you know, intriguing. I need no one else. I need all the world to know I have you to myself. Little did I know you had thought of leaving. I'm sorry that the sunshine I provided isn't letting you grow. Little did I know love could be so easy, but it's harder than I thought. I forgot to leave the pot by the window. Oh, so it's like almost like the metaphor of like a plant, you know, tending a plant and that being love itself, you know. I know you've gone through hell. I've pulled you through somehow, but you don't know that. I can't do a thing without your help. I'd like you for myself. I wish that I could keep you in my pocket for myself. It's very cute, you know. You're the perfect secret I can't tell. I wonder who that's about. I'm not sure. You have to let me know. I can't, like, it could be about a friend. It could be about a family member. But it's like, I want you for myself. Like, yeah, I'm not sure. But, yeah, I like it. It kind of feels like it has like like, it feels like it has a hope. There's a hope to this song, you know, that she's kind of got through it somehow and managed to kind of like find optimism at the other side, you know. Yeah. Cool. Right, before we go on to the final song, it's a quick shout out to my patrons. The names are all appearing on screen now. These guys support me on Patreon and are an absolutely lovely group of people. And yeah, if you want to join in and also support me in doing what I do, then you can head over to Patreon, where you'll get a number of benefits, including watching this video and all my videos with no cuts in any of the songs, extended version of my podcast, and a whole bunch of bonus videos, soon to be even more bonus videos. And you get to support me, because basically, you know what YouTube's like. Like, you hardly learn anything from ad revenue. Give it all to the corporations, you know? And so if like what I do and what I add to the music that you listen to and my perspective is worth something to you, then I'd encourage you to head over to Patreon and support me over there, because that's the best way to do so. And it's the best way to keep me doing what I do. Cool. Right, let's go on to the final song. This is So My Darling acoustic.
Remember, I always love you.
It almost kind of feels like a demo version, doesn't it?
Stuck in the days of our thoughts. So my darling, so my darling.
It's nice.
You are my best friend. Remember, I always love you.
Is it a song to a friend? Is that literal? Like, this is the song she wrote for the person that helped her through all of this, you know?
No, friendship just suddenly grew away. So my darling.
Cool.
So we will remember our younger days and
Won't even remember our younger days.
I always love you.
Oof. It's acoustic, kind of. I wouldn't have like known it was any other than a normal song.
Won't even remember our younger days, baby, my boo. Remember, I always love you.
Gorgeous. Really just like, yeah, it feels like nice to kind of end on a note like that because it is kind of celebrating love and friendship, I think, and kind of ends on like a hopeful note. It kind of continues that kind of dovetail of the album, like where we really get heavy and then she kind of comes out of it. And so it's nice. It kind of feels like a nice end to the album. A bit strange how it's kind of framed as like an acoustic version. I guess like it kind of is a bit lo-fi, I guess. I don't know. Not my favourite song on the album, but nice. Yeah, definitely a nice place to take it, you know. Remember, I always love you. Marcus, I hope that our memories stay and we just know that whatever you do, I hope you love me too. My heart beats stuck in a daze over our thoughts and watching me grow to be new. I hope you love me too. So my darling, so my darling, so my darling, when our hairs are turning grey, we won't even remember our younger days. Remember the first day we met? It was you talking to Miss and I came and saved you. That's got to be like at school, Miss, you know. Then our friendship grew. Yeah. So this is about our best friend, right? Started talking, then it all blew. Then we went our separate ways. Felt really empty and everything changed. We reunited, it just felt just the same. Now we love in a different way. So they're not quite as close as they used to be. So yeah, it sounds as if like the context of the album is that she went off to uni and so she has this friend from home that like she met at school and like our friendship may develop and change, but know that like you always have me and I will always love you, you know. It's really nice, yeah. And it kind of connects to the beginning of the album. It kind of, yeah, and it feels like this album is like the story of what happened when she went away. Her like leaving home, her like leaving her like place in London to go do something new and ultimately going through this like devastating turn of events, you know, and having to heal from it and kind of grow up. It's like forged in fire kind of growing up, you know. And so the whole album connects to so many feelings of like loneliness and like how it can feel to be like completely separated from everything you know and then having to deal with something that is so awful, traumatizing in the wake of all these other feelings and how low that sent her even further down, you know. And then the journey of like managing to kind of pull herself out of that. It feels like that's the story of the album. And I think it's so brilliantly, gorgeously put together because like it feels like for the first like kind of half, you don't really know what's happened. It's like in the air, you know. The album is called What a Devastating Turn of Events. And you're kind of questioning throughout the first half of the album what actually happened. And you start to kind of piece together. It's like, oh, okay, so she's moved away. She's feeling isolated. She's feeling lonely. There's a fuckhead guy in the picture. And then that story, and in the song, What a Devastating Turn of Events, she reveals like what actually happened to her. And it's just so powerfully put together. It's like a movie or something. It's like the different acts of a movie where you don't quite know. And then there's the twist and it suddenly casts everything that happened before it in a new light and makes it seem even more devastating. It's just really, really thoughtfully and gorgeously put together in that way. And then the end, it kind of goes down into this really, really heavy place with like Your Blood and Robbed, and then manages to dovetail out of it where she finds a way to kind of process and cope and finds like a power and an independence, you know, in the backdrop of like going to university or something and kind of being isolated and feeling kind of completely separate and, you know, the friends from home that she left behind and all those kinds of things. It kind of then builds up that whole kind of backstory as well. It feels very three-dimensional and really like helps me to relate to it because there's so many times in my life, particularly when I went to uni and when I went to Japan, where I felt like at sea, you know, and like things happen. You know, I moved to Japan and then my nan died like 2 months later. I couldn't go back for the funeral and I could have grieved on my own and like, but it's in those moments that you're forged in the fire, you know, and you are who you are because of how you dealt with those like really, really, really difficult things where it's just like so many things are piled on top of you and it feels depressing, you know, but you pull yourself out of it, you know, and that's the power. And that's kind of ultimately what makes you who you are. And that's kind of what this album feels like, is that process. Really fucking stunning and gorgeous. I feel like sonically, musically, slightly uneven in places. Like I do feel like some of the middle songs that are like fuck the guy kind of thing, it's like throwing lots of different styles at the wall and kind of seeing what sticks in different areas, so it kind of feels a little bit less cohesive. Though, of course, it makes so much more sense once you get to, you know, the What a Devastating Turn of Events song itself. My favourite song, I'm split between three at the moment. The thing is, as much as like Your Blood, I kind of did know that song going into it. I think as a song, I think that's the best song on the album, you know. I think it's now made even better. Obviously, like, Ben introduced me to the song, but like out of context, it's beautiful and stunning and stands on its own. But within context, it's like just that kind of emotional pinpoint moment. You've had this kind of build up to this point where she reveals the twist happened, she reveals what's happened, and then suddenly the next song is the true emotion all really coming tumbling out, and you feel this just like absolute depression, and it's like just so powerful and just comes together so gorgeously, so beautifully done. Yeah. Thank you for joining me for this. Like, so beautiful. Loved this album. You can tell that she's kind of a young artist, you know? So I'm really excited to see what she will do next, and kind of maybe will bring everything together, like sonically as well, you know? Cool. Make sure to leave your top 5 in the comments. If you want to check out my Magdalena Bay Imaginal Disc reaction, it is here. And if you want to check out another London lover, if you want to check out my reaction to Ray's 21st Century Blues, it's here.